y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing 2 crockpot soup recipes with y'all. Perfect time for soups. I know we're all looking forward to those cozy, warm meals, especially here in North Carolina. We might get some snow this weekend. Fingers crossed, but nevertheless, I have 2 really good recipes I want to share with y'all, and then I want to share my favorite jalapeno cornbread recipe. I've actually shared this before a couple years ago, but as I've said before, it kind of got buried down in there, so I thought we would make it together again, and that just sounds so perfect with one of these soups I'm gonna make. Also, I'm excited for today's video because I am collabing with my friend Tiffany from the channel Small Town 6. I'm gonna link her video down below. She's also gonna be making some crockpot soups today, but she also does lots and lots of really good cooking, simple recipes, stuff that I know you guys would enjoy. Also grocery hauls, a little bit of homemaking, and lots of other things thrown in there over there on her channel. So make sure when you're done watching this video, you head over there to see what she's cooking up in her crock pot. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to subscribe to her channel as well. And if you are coming over from Tiffany's channel, if this is your first time, hello, my name is Jennifer. Welcome over here to my channel. I like to make simple, southern, just good family recipes. So if that sounds something like you'd be interested in, I hope that you will take a look around, and I'd love to have you stick around here as well. But with all that being said, let's get on into these crockpot soups. All right, so much like the Mississippi roast, we're gonna kind of start with those same ingredients. I have a chuck roast here in my slow cooker. It's about a 2-pound chuck roast. Next, we're gonna add just a half a stick of butter. Next, for this recipe, we're gonna add 1 packet of the Lipton onion soup mix. Next, on top of that, we're gonna use 1 packet of ranch seasoning mix. You can use any kind that you like. I like all different kinds. Honestly, for recipes like this, just the store brand is fine. And then next on top of that, we're gonna add some pepperoncini peppers. Of course, you add as many or as few of these as your family prefers. All right, I think that's probably good for us. So now, just like the Mississippi roast, I'm gonna cover this. It's gonna cook on low, probably about 8 hours until it gets super tender. All right, so it's been a few hours. Our roast is nice and very tender. So we're gonna need to shred this up. But first, I'm just gonna go ahead and take out the peppers. And to shred this up, I think it's just as easy just to leave it in the slow cooker. I do try to go ahead and get out the big fat pieces if I can. I don't know if you guys can tell, but of course if you've made Mississippi roast before, you know it just falls apart. It's so tender, it's so good. And if you cook your roast for, say, I don't know, 6-7 hours and it's not quite tender enough, you probably have a pretty large roast and you just need to cook it a little bit longer. I know that seems like it's backwards. By cooking it longer, you might think it would get, you know, not tender, but it's probably just not cooked long enough. The longer you cook it, the more tender it's gonna be. And now we are just gonna add 1 carton or 4 cups of the lower sodium beef broth. And then also we're gonna dump in 1 bag of the Reams homestyle egg noodles. Now, some of y'all might remember I had a hard time finding these for another recipe, but I found these at Publix. But if you can't find this particular kind of egg noodles, you can just use, you know, the regular dried egg noodles that you'll find on your pasta aisle. Those will work well. They won't take as long to cook. All right, so we're just gonna dump these in. And like I said, I have put the slow cooker on high. I'm gonna give it a stir just to kind of make sure all those noodles are down in my broth. And this is gonna cook on high for about another hour until those noodles are tender as well. All right, our noodles have been cooking. They are nice and cooked through. You can see how thick it is. I would say this is definitely more of like a stew consistency, but perfect for wintertime suppers. Definitely the kind of meal that is comforting and what you want when it's been cold all day. So I'm gonna get this plated up. We got some steamed veggies to go with it. Time for dinner. Okay, y'all, popping in here real quick. Let's have a little cabinet chat. That's what we can call these little menu combos we're gonna have. So that beef and noodles, my whole family enjoyed it. My kids liked it, my husband liked it. It was super easy to make, super flavorful. But I want to tell you guys, those Reams noodles that I mentioned were so hard to find. I did not love them like I wanted to. I feel like I've used them before in another recipe, maybe like a chicken pot pie soup or something like that. But with this recipe, I didn't love them. I feel like the regular egg noodles, like the no yolk or even just the store brand wide egg noodles, would be better to me. Also, when I first tasted the egg noodles, they just had like a different taste. So I did keep cooking them a little bit longer and I did think the flavor got better, but I just wanted to be real with you guys and tell you I didn't love them. So maybe you won't, maybe I'll still give them a try. I don't know. Maybe we'll just go ahead and use the egg noodles. But if it were me doing it again, I'll probably just use the regular egg noodles. All right, back to cooking. To my slow cooker, I'm just gonna add about 3 chicken breasts. Next, on top of our chicken, we're gonna add 1 15-ounce jar of green enchilada sauce. You can use any brand that you like. I really like the Siete brand. The ingredients in this stuff is so good. Next, on top of that, we're gonna add about half a carton of chicken stock. Just pour that right on. And this is gonna cook on low for 6 to 7 hours or high for 3 to 4. All right, y'all, I'm trying something a little bit different. Hopefully this is gonna be good and it's gonna work. I've been trying to kind of up my game here a little bit. We're coming up on 100K. I'm excited, but it's time to level up, as the cool kids say. So we're gonna see how this works and how y'all like it. I would love to do more cooking videos like this where we're just kind of cooking together and more kind of, I don't know the word, but instead of focus on the food, we're just hanging out in the kitchen making something together. So we're gonna start by making that buttermilk jalapeno cornbread I was telling you about. All right, so first we're just gonna add 1.5 cups of yellow cornmeal, just plain yellow cornmeal. Next, we're gonna add 2 beaten eggs. We're gonna add 1 can of cream style corn. And I'm not even a person who loves corn in my cornbread, but I love this recipe. We're gonna add 1 heaping tablespoon of flour, 1 cup of buttermilk. We have 1 diced onion that Darren diced for me. And if you don't like onion, you could always just use some onion powder or just leave it out. We're gonna add about 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. I'm gonna do a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of melted butter. Right now, we're just gonna get all of this combined. So I have my cornbread mixture. I have a 9 by 13. I did spray the bottom. You wanna make sure you spray it really good. We're just gonna go ahead and get our mixture into the pan. And this recipe actually comes from my mama. So thank you, Mama, for this cornbread recipe. It's so good. Now, of course, this will be delicious just as is, just as some really delicious, super moist, super flavorful cornbread. But we are gonna add some jalapenos. And for this, we like to use the diced pickled jalapeno. They're so good. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm just gonna sprinkle some on about half. Y'all, my mouth is already watering making this. Anyway, I'm gonna add about a couple tablespoons, like I said, just on half. And I'm gonna kind of stir those down in there, just because I know my kids really won't eat the jalapeno part. All right, so I got that mixed in on about half. I'm gonna spread it around again, even it out. And I already have the oven preheated to 350. This is gonna go in there and bake for an hour. All right, so our chicken has been cooking a few hours. It is nice and tender. We're just gonna go ahead and get it pulled out of our slow cooker. And we're gonna shred this up with 2 forks. Next to the crock pot, we're gonna add 4 ounces of softened or room temperature cream cheese, 2 cups of shredded Colby Jack cheese, 1 cup of heavy cream, sprinkle of salt, sprinkle of black pepper, and then we're just gonna add that shredded chicken back into the crock pot. Give everything a nice stir. You can already see it's starting to melt and become really nice and creamy. And this is just gonna stay on low for probably another 30 minutes or so, just until all this cheese and cream cheese melts. And this is gonna be a really, really delicious green enchilada chicken soup. We all loved this green enchilada chicken soup. Of course, that cornbread was delicious with it as well. It was the perfect addition, but I just wanted to tell you guys, this soup was so good. It had no spice to it as in heat, but lots and lots of flavor. Even both of my kids enjoyed it. I think this would also be really good with some tortilla chips, either crumbled up inside or for dipping. Y'all gotta try this one. A little cilantro for some color. There we go. Green enchilada chicken soup. All right, y'all, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed seeing these 2 crockpot soup recipes. Also, don't forget to head over there to Tiffany's channel at Small Town 6. Show her some love, tell her that I sent you. Can't wait to see what she's cooking up today. I hope you guys are all staying warm, hanging in there, doing amazing, and I'll see you real soon in my next video. Bye, y'all.